Hey,
Yes.
it's Friday Eve. It's 8 o'clock and it is January 23rd. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. And boy, oh boy, Abigail, do we have a jam-packed show. It's bursting at the seams. How do you fit so much show into just 2 hours?
I don't know. We should add a third.
Listen, if you want a third, things that you're talking about today, but we are going to, I don't know what we're doing here, the forecast, that's where we're going to start because some areas are back in the double digits this Thursday morning.
Yeah, meteorologist Marty Snyder joining us this morning. And Marty, a little bit of a warm-up compared to yesterday. Like Dan said, we're in the double digits, so that's something to enjoy.
That's it. It's an accomplishment there. And yeah, numerical, we're up around 20 degrees now compared to yesterday at the same time. But again, that's not really saying a whole lot. That puts us up to 19 currently versus the 1 or even 2 below that we're seeing at the same time yesterday. So again, a cold start to the day, a little bit better than what we saw then, but still 19 for that latest air temperature. Feels like 7 once you factor in that breeze out there. So again, still a cold day coming up for us, just not as sharply as cold as where we have been over recent days. Here's a check of the extended forecast. Mid-20s today, quite a few clouds, a couple little snow showers here and there, a possibility, but I think fairly limited activity. 15 tonight, still in the 20s for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Each of those numbers still below average for this time of year, maybe a little closer to average on Monday when we just get up to about the freezing point, and that's it. And then temperatures mostly in the near 30 range early next week. So technically, again, we are increasing these numbers, but still, of course, definitely a winter-like feel over a lot of these upcoming days. Really not a huge change in the whole weather setup for us, guys.
I like that we're calling it a breeze, as if it's like something nice that we're enjoying.
Nice summer-like breeze.
Yeah, bringing it to 7.
Breeze.
I realized, looking at my Ring doorbell camera footage, when I walk outside, it's been like just a common thing for me to let out like a every single time I walk out of my house. It's just like a visceral reaction because that cold like hitting you in the face.
It's like a wall that you're walking into.
Yeah, it's ugly.
I know.
But
it is.
As long as you're not sliding off the front step and going,
Exactly.
As long as it's not that kind of
well, you know.
If that happens, we have to get that. I'll call your husband and we'll get that video.
We'll subpoena that video.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm sure he'd be more than happy.
He would. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, so like we said, or like Dan said, a jam-packed show for you this morning, including Water Street Music Hall getting ready to host a very special benefit concert supporting 1330 Cancer Connect. We'll be joined by one of the musicians performing to learn more about it.
And then coming up, one local hot time. We're going to be learning more about Karma Hot Sauce and how they are celebrating with a very special premiere party.
Okay, and so while we're very excited to be learning more about the local company and looking ahead to the event, the thought of hot sauce kind of leaving a bad taste in our mouths, literally.
Yeah, it is. If you didn't know exactly, 1 week ago today.
If you happened to miss it, here's a look at some of the highlights. It was an over 25-minute segment.
What? It was?
Apparently
Wow.
so. Take a look. If you don't know what Hot Ones is, it's an internet show and it hosts celebrities to eat hot wings and answer tough questions. And as time goes on, the questions get harder to answer. And then the wings, the hot sauce, it gets hotter and hotter.
Ready?
Yeah.
One thing you hate about your job. When the alarm goes off.
That's a good one.
Yep, because it's stupid early.
It is stupid. Well, you get up stupid earlier than you should.
Well, it's because I care.
I care. You kind of took mine. I was, what? Why are you doing that?
Oh, it's not for you. It's for me.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted another.
That's fine. I know.
love that
I know.
stuff.
Doing my hair and makeup every day.
Oh.
It is the worst. If I could be in pajamas and sweatpants
That's
all
rough.
because it's I can't even tell you how how uncomfortable
Get pouring
the
there,
clothes
sister.
are, and how much I have to buy or rent. That was a lot. Whoops. Don't laugh at me, Jeff. All right, here we go.
Good? We good?
Great.
Are we surviving? We're
doing
surviving.
Fine. These are not bad, actually. Ooh, is she green? Well. Ooh, okay, it smells good. Actually. Maybe not.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Lola, you're letting me down.
Is she?
It's just. Oh, actually.
Spoke too soon?
Well, it's just kind of. It's lingering.
Do you have to? Do you have to?
I'm giving a fair warning now. These next 3, do not smell them, try not to inhale while eating them, and do not touch your face after.
Yes. Yes.
What is this?
Well,
this
you-
is punishment? Feels like a punishment.
You don't want
actually.
to because
I know.
it's
I
a
know.
bajillion. Who is one person you work with that you wish you could fire?
Ashley, this
Right
is awful.
there.
Okay, I was told not to smell it.
Melinda's. What's the Scoville?
I'm just gonna go. Ooh, ah! Oh no!
1 million Scoville.
Okay.
Rough? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Definitely a hot one.
Yeah. It's just kind of like sitting there. It's getting worse.
It is. It is.
Hey, Ashley. I don't really know if I want to keep going. You all right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
fine.
Cool.
I'm all good.
It's fine. Everything's okay.
All good.
Director Jeff is getting way
He's
too
really
excited
enjoying
about
this.
This is
Okay. Up next. What do we have? Close this up.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now, we just can't answer this next one.
Oh,
We're not reading it.
we're not even going to read this
not-
question,
Yeah,
Ashley.
What's wrong with it? Just read it.
You want to know what's wrong with it? We both have contract negotiations coming up.
Yes,
That's
we
what's
don't
wrong
need to
with
get
it.
fired. This is LD, lethal dose hot sauce.
Glorious.
Look at that bad boy. There we go. Look at this. I'm shiny.
You're sweaty.
I'm sweaty.
All right. I'm wiping it onto this.
3.5 million. Oh, I would have just eaten them together.
I know, but she said a small amount.
Yeah?
I'm not trying to die in front of people.
You're not gonna die. Okay. I think that's a fair amount, right? That's a. Yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That one I feel. Woo!
Hey,
I'm gonna. I know this doesn't help. Wow.
does it help? Oh. It's just not nice. The Buffalo Plus team got to swear. It's just not nice.
That's not good. Here's my damage with it.
Yeah.
There's no flavor. It's just heat.
Hey, Ashley, what's the thing on that? Thank you very much.
3.5 million.
Actually, I don't even want to touch my eyes. I think it.
Don't.
Okay, so then. Where are we? Oh, that one. Okay. I feel like we just need to do it and get it over with.
It's like you made out with the devil.
I know, Ashley, I'm not answering this.
Read it.
How much money do you make? Give the exact number. Not enough. This is.
Okay.
I want to say some things. What is this? This is.
Oh, I smelled it. Oh, no.
This is called Get Bitten Hot Sauce. Black Mamba 6.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy International Hot Food Day. Oh, God. That's mean, Ashley. That's really. Single tear.
I'm glowing.
Oh, God.
Not as bad as I
I
expected.
don't think you got enough. I think you need to eat. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't. Please don't. We'll see you then. Have a good day.
I'm done. That's how we ended that episode. And then I
not
proceeded to get sick. And you, the follow.
For 24 hours. I really feel like it did damage to my esophagus.
Yeah.
It was unpleasant.
Burned a hole right through. Every
Yeah.
time I eat, I got water coming out of the back of my head now.
But
that was
just
rough.
To make note, none of those were Karma hot sauce.
No.
So I'm looking forward to trying the new ones today.
Yeah. They should be exciting.
Yes.
They should be exciting.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll have ones that, like you heard me say there, some of those, no flavor.
Yeah.
Just heat.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's like they got a blowtorch on your tongue. And it's not fun.
I don't think anything will ever be as hot as that last hot sauce.
That one was really rough.
That was horrendous.
Really rough.
Yeah.
And then we had a meeting after or something. Didn't we?
I think so.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I sweat through it all. All right, so listen, this leads into our poll of the day this morning because we were talking about Karma Hot Sauce, how they're coming in. You saw that. We want, what do you look for in a hot sauce? The options.
Flavor, the spice factor, whether or not it is going well with your wings, or no hot sauce for me. I like a good flavor.
Yes, flavor all the way. Listen, spice factor, just because you're a tough guy, you're macho, oh, I can handle 6 million Scoville. Well, guess what? Get out of town.
Producer Ashley, I think he's making fun of your dad.
No, I'm not making fun of your dad. Your dad eats it for flavor. Right?
You're making fun of my dad.
Oh, he does it because he wants to be macho?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, she said it. I didn't. Either way, we want you to weigh in on this poll. What of those 4 options, what do you choose when you're looking for a hot sauce? Scan that QR code with your smartphone. It'll take you over to our X social media page. You can weigh in on the poll, comment below the poll, repost the poll. We'll go over those results for you coming up at the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
All right, stick around. We still have a lot to get to here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, Chris Lopez is becoming a new member of Mystery Inc.
Ooh, and don't forget, you can take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back after this. You want to be a tourist in your own town? Well, look no further than right here on ARC, because the Strong Museum of Play is collaborating with a legendary cartoon character, and so far it's been anything but rough.
Scooby Doo and the gang are inviting families and young detectives to visit and help them solve a mystery. And Chris Lopez is up bright and early trying to solve the mystery with the gang. And Chris, what's going on?
Guys, I promise you in this hit, at it now for almost 2 hours trying to find out the whodunit in this rough story tale. And we got to get to the mystery machine. Now, I was doing a little bit of research on the mystery machine, trying to pin it down to one exact vehicle. And I thought Scooby Doo would have their stuff together. It's about 5 different vehicles throughout the 5 decades, so I can't really name one. This one is a Chevy here. I bring in Shane here at the museum. First of all, how did this get in here? Did someone drive this? Did someone push this? Or did this magically appear?
So you can't have a Scooby-Doo exhibit without the iconic Mystery Machine. And there are a few different versions that can travel with this exhibit. This is one that actually can be driven. So it was driven to the museum, and then they have to empty out all the oil, all the gas, so that none of that is obviously inside the space here. But it was somebody's lucky
taking the driving seat. And what's this? You can't get in here. You can't drive this, right? This is photo op opportunity once you solve, or?
Yeah, so this is a big photo op. We've seen a lot of people posting it on social media. It's just such a classic item from the show that everybody's loved having their photo taken with it.
We've been working all morning, right? The van is fine and all, but we got to get to the bottom of this mystery. So we got to continue with the clues over here. We got some artifacts. We got some jewels, right? The epoxy resin right here. Is this one of the interactive sites? It looks like we can pull up and down some of these flaps here and find out a little bit more about the mystery.
Yeah, so we're getting down to our final clues here. I think we're getting close. Here you can, there's a map that kind of shows where the ghostly villain has been seen throughout the mansion. We start to see some of the jewels, start to know what might be missing.
That map looks like a map of the station at Channel 13. I have my eye on you guys back at the station. Is it Steph? Is it Marty? Is it Dan? Is it Abby? Is it producer Ashley? Did Jonathan Hanna leave already and he just jacked all the jewels? I don't know. We're going to find out. And then we have here, we're getting towards the end. Green paint, another interactive station. Flip this bad boy open. Shane, what do we got here?
So here we are learning that it's in fact not a ghost that is in the mansion. So this person, we are now finding out it is a person, has had green paint on, which is glow in the dark. It has gotten on their shoes. So throughout the exhibit, there are footprints. You will find green thumbprints on things. So those are the main clues. I know we found some of them earlier. I don't know about you. I'm starting to put it together in my head what might have happened here.
I think I know too. We got the pill bottle. Okay. We got the reveal. I definitely know who it is. We got the green paint. Who knows?
And as I suspected, it was you, Chris, all along.
I'm not a jewelry man myself, but I could not resist taking the jewels from the museum. Am I banned or what, Shane?
So normally this would be a lifetime ban from the Strong Museum, but you've done such a good job hosting us this morning that I think we'll probably let this one slide, but hopefully you've learned your lesson.
And you too can find out who done it. Case closed. Maybe it was me, maybe it wasn't, maybe I was acting, who knows. Sunday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can stay a little bit later and solve the mystery into the nighttime hours from Friday and Saturday all the way until 8 p.m. Shane, how can someone find some tickets?
So you head to museumofplay.org, tons of information about ticketing, about the museum, all those hours that you just mentioned. But you can also just show up and get tickets right at the desk.
There we go. Case closed, guys. I'm to you in studio. It's still a whodunit. I don't admit that I did it, even though I admitted back
seems like
there.
you're being
I'm
framed.
gonna send it back to you guys in studio and let you figure that out.
What I'm thinking is for a children's museum or for a children's exhibit, it certainly did take Chris a very long time to solve that mystery.
It did. The point is that he got it done.
Did he?
He did. He's got the sign to prove it.
You can't just have a sign that says case closed and say it's case closed.
Sorry, Chris.
We need an arrest,
Yeah, I can.
Chris.
Yeah.
We need
My show. Yeah, I
I'm
can.
calling Bello. He's going to meet you down there.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you,
All right.
sir.
Time right now is 8:21. Don't go anywhere. We still have a lot to get to coming up on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we're going behind the story.
We're back after this.
(8:23). Welcome back. We're taking you behind the story now, bringing you the latest information on some of the top stories we're following this morning.
Yeah, and we're going to pick up now on that devastating fire in Seneca County that left a community there in shock.
Deputies say that fire started because of a charging device. Minor injuries were reported. Our Stephanie Joseph has been keeping an eye on the story for us this morning, and she's in the newsroom with the latest developments. And Steph, it really is tragic and heartbreaking for that entire community.
Yeah, certainly we saw those images even yesterday morning, just seeing the aftermath of what happened there, not only from the sheer amount of effort from firefighters. They were there for about 11 hours to clear that scene. And not only that, guys, but there were two other fires in Ovid, but also Willard. So a lot of them just having to continue to work very hard during these frigid temperatures to tend to these scenes. You can see right here in these images just the amount of damage, but also demolition that had to take place. There were several businesses, homes that were right here, the Big M grocery being a major one of them, a laundromat, tax collector's office. So just the entire community is reeling.
Yeah, it really is such a tragedy. I want to go back to how this fire started, though, Steph, because it started in an apartment above Big M Grocery, correct?
Yes, that is for sure. As you had said earlier, authorities believe that it was a charging device plugged into an electrical outlet that sort of started smoking. And we have one woman whose daughter had noticed the initial signs of that smoke, actually, and she as well was just having a hard time because she has now lost her home, pets, car in this. Let's see if we can hear from her.
I had just gotten off of work and I went home and me and my kids walked up the stairs. There was no fumes or anything. Everything was fine, and I don't know. I walked in the kitchen and I was making dinner. I just turned on the stove. My boys were warming. My son was warming up his food, and my daughter yelled. She goes, "Mom, son, the wall is smoking." And I said, "What?" And she goes, it's that thing, it's smoking. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. Like, I'm starting over. I work so hard for everything I have, just like everybody else, and it's hard. Your car is now gone. You just have nothing. You don't know what to do. And I put so much blame on myself.
and she honestly did reach out to other neighbors to make sure that everyone got out safely. And she is among, Kelsey right there, is among the 15 to 20 residents displaced by this fire.
Yeah, it really is so devastating. Steph, I'm wondering what we know about the outreach from the community. We talked about it yesterday, how Rochesterians and Western New Yorkers always come together in times of need, and we've certainly seen that with this instance as well.
That is for sure. I think almost immediately upon everyone seeing the sheer amount of devastation here, they started to set up ways to get donations. One thing in particular that I know we spoke about yesterday and even ran a story on was the local thrift store there, allowing people who have been devastated by this fire to come in and pick up things for free. But not only that, we did another story last night where there was a dinner for anyone who needed it, warm food so that they wouldn't feel alone and also be fed.
Really such a devastating situation there in the village of Ovid, but truly remarkable to see that community come together, to see those people rally around their neighbors, their friends, and I'm willing to bet in a lot of cases complete strangers, but they know what struggle can be like, and they don't want to see that happen if it is unnecessary, and so that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah,
and interestingly enough, fire happened 10 years before this as well in that same area, not necessarily those same stores, but in the same area. It'll be incredible to see the community rebuild once again, because we know that there are plans to do that, and the hope is to get everybody back on their feet and where they should be.
Yeah. All right. Stephanie in the newsroom for us. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Stick around. We still have a lot to get to coming up on ARC Rochester.
We are back after this. Appreciate it. I'm Dan Schrack.
I'm Abby Fridman. We still have a lot to get to coming up in the next hour and a half, but we're going to turn back to Chris Lopez, who is still at the Strong Museum for us this morning.
Yeah, all morning long, we've been seeing him explore the new exhibit that takes families on the adventure to solve a mystery with Scooby Doo and the rest of the gang.
Yeah, but if mysteries aren't really your thing, there's a lot more to do at the Strong Museum. Chris Lopez, live.
Yeah, guys, so we're in the World Video Game Hall of Fame right now, and I'm starting to play Street Fighter. This is nostalgia at its finest. I'm absolutely terrible, but I can flip over people, and that's how we get the job done. I'm here with Shane this morning. It's Video Game Hall of Fame season, right?
Yeah, so exciting thing happening here at the museum. Sort of, we're opening the time frame for our big World Video Game Hall of Fame. So right now, our nominations are finishing up. So anyone out there that's a gamer that grew up playing games, has a favorite game, maybe that they've been playing on their mobile device now, end of February is the time to get your nominations in. Okay. And then we are going to be announcing finalists and holding our induction a few months down the line.
And I don't want to give too much away to anyone that's trying to submit a game, but how do you guys go around with that process of selecting people that get into this? This is the only spot in the world, essentially?
Yeah, this is the only one. So Rochester is home to the World Video Game Hall of Fame, known internationally, especially in the gaming community. So really, it's a huge thing for us here in the city. And the process, we get nominations from all over the world. So we get thousands of nominations, hundreds of different game titles. Okay. And then we have an internal team that winnows it down to 12 finalists every year. So that list is going to come out in March. So keep an eye out for that one. And then from there, we actually have international folks. So people that are scholars, that know gaming journalists, and they winnow that 12 down to typically the 4 or so that get inducted in any given year.
And so I know we can't explore this entire spot, but what are some of the games that are in here? If someone wants to come here, it's winter time. Not too much going on outside. It's really cold, even if there is something going on outside. But in here, if they want to explore this space, what can they kind of expect once they come in here? This place is really cool.
Yeah, so that's what's great about the World Video Game Hall of Fame. You don't just come and look at artifacts. We certainly have many of them, but it's a fully interactive space here. So this exhibit, part of our ESL Digital Worlds, was built with our 2023 expansion. Okay. And just around us here, you can play some of the games that have been previously inducted. So Sonic the Hedgehog, the classic Sega game. Of course, Super Mario Brothers, which was kind of like the Babe Ruth of video games, was the first class 2015 nominee. Street Fighter 2, which we have been doing, I would say, a rather poor job of playing this morning, but we'll brush up on our skills maybe after this. But if you think of some of the best, most iconic games of all time, there's a good chance that they are in the Hall of Fame. And if you look at the list and they're not in there, that's why, again, we're encouraging folks, let us know what we're missing.
And then how special is that Rochester is the only place that the Video Game Hall, there's nothing like this anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's super special for Rochester that we are the home to the World Video Game Hall of Fame. We are really an epicenter for game history through the museum side of things, but Rochester itself is really becoming a major gaming hub. We have a lot of independent gaming companies. You have all the work that's happening in the gaming world. And
RIT.
Yeah, RIT, I was going to say. So what's happening at the university scene here, we really are becoming a major North American epicenter for video games and the study of games.
Someone wants tickets to check this place out. Pretty cool. Where can they go?
Yeah, tons of information at Museum of Play.
The mysteries of Scooby Doo, checking out Street Fighter and the Video Game Hall of Fame. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. A very nice place to stay warm, learn some things, check out some pretty cool artifacts. Back to you guys in studio.
Chris, are you going to be going outside at all this morning, out to where they've got the big game board pieces?
Yeah.
No,
absolutely not.
Us. No.
He said it's too cold. Too cold.
Fair.
We get it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Time right now is 8:35. We still have a lot to get to coming up on Arc Rochester. The next segment we're very excited for.
Yeah, a bit of deja vu thanks to one local hot sauce brand. You won't want to miss that.
Yeah, don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. Stream us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back on the other side of the break. welcome back. All right, we're feeling saucy today, and thanks to the help of one Rochester-based hot sauce company, you can too, because happening tonight, Karma Sauce is celebrating their 5th product appearance on the hit YouTube show Hot Ones.
Wait, it's 5 times? I thought it was 2 times.
5 times?
No, this is our 5th time having a branded product on there. We have 2 products in the lineup, though.
Got it.
Yeah, because in addition to our own Karma Sauce brand, we manufacture for the show under the Hot Ones brand for the Los Calientes.
Yep.
Okay.
Sauces.
Sorry. We have Karma Sauce founder here, Gene, this morning. Gene, thank you so much for coming in. You have a display, this massive setup. All of these are yours?
So these are the sauces that we make here in town.
Wow.
Right off of West Main Street on Canal, Susan B. Anthony neighborhood. And this is the box for season 26 of Hot Ones.
Woo! Season 26.
Yeah, so we're in there with our milder liftoff sauce, which we're excited about because previous 4 times we've been on the show, it's been burners, where people get really upset, and you see Matt Damon like blowing a gasket, you know, and Michael Che just like, oh, this is fake sauce while he's sweating and dying. So that's
Well, can you blame him?
So yeah, so we're really stoked about that, and of course, like I mentioned, Los Calientes we make, which is the #1 seller of any of the Hot One sauces, so that's also pretty cool. So.
Ooh, wow. All right.
Awesome.
I want to know, when you guys first introduced some of these sauces on Hot Ones, or when they first made it onto Hot Ones, really?
When you start out, for a small brand, like, so when I started doing this, it was in my garage.
Wow.
In fact, the first sauces, like Extreme Karma, that was out of the garage. The first round of Los Calientes was out of the garage. So you can imagine being in a residential, parented neighborhood, and there's like tractor trailers stopping by your place. Glad we don't have a homeowners association, because that would never fly.
Breaking all the rules.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got involved with. Did you just send them your hot sauce and say, "Hey, give this a try"?
Well, it's amazing. This is hard to replicate. So, Noah Chainberg, who is the curator at Heatonist for selling the sauces and picking the sauces, he sent me a message in 2013 on my little website that I did, on Weebly or whatever, and because he was working out of like flea markets with a cart, and hey, I love what you're doing, because what we specialize in is really all natural kind of boutique manufacture of hot sauces, things that people don't want to do. In fact, when I looked for someone else to make the hot sauce for me, which is very typical in this industry, they couldn't. So I had to set up my own kitchen just to make these manufacturable. So we do like niche-y, unique things like applewood smoking, peppers in our shop. We contract with a lot of Finger Lake growers for our ingredients, and that's not something that's easy to replicate. So it's that history of being involved with sort of the unique manufacturing, and then having a guy that I've had a long-term relationship with. He got into a good spot in New York, out of Brooklyn, and then that just kind of, I was his go-to guy when it came to the unique products like the Los Calientes that are hard to do.
I think it's incredible that you're also using local vendors.
Yeah.
You're sourcing some of this stuff locally, and it's on the world stage now.
Well, we have a lot of great produce in the Finger Lakes. And
we do.
Between the onions that we get from Sodas and butternut squash from Brockport, it is surprising to folks, because I'm in all these Facebook groups that do pepper growing and whatnot. I'm like, well, you can grow that stuff up in Rochester, and it turns out, the Finger Lakes is also really good for growing peppers as well. We just have a different seasonal vibe.
Hot sauce, the first thing you think about is not butternut squash, so it's incredible to see, the pairing work together.
Yeah, that was our very first product. That was what got it going, was that as a sort of a community garden project with our neighbors. So they had a puppy named Karma. We were doing a community gardening thing, and she said, my friend Laura Che said, well, you could quit your day job with this sauce. And then like 10 years later, I did.
All right, we have 1 minute left. Abigail needs to start.
Oh, yeah,
I
we
think
got to get to
we're
it.
tasting
are we
after
coming
the break.
back?
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to taste
Okay.
after the break. Easy. Relax.
Sorry,
Relax.
listen, I was just pushing here.
Just teasing. It's really so cool. So you're having the watch party tonight. We're going to talk about it again coming up at the end, or at the next segment here.
Awesome.
But for somebody who's maybe heading out the door and they want to stop by, how can they go to the event?
Oh, it's free, open to the public, with the awesome folks over at Chicken Out on 37 Charlotte Street in Rochester, 4:30 tonight till 6 o'clock. We have a lot of freebies that we're giving away. And there'll be an expert panel going through it, the sauces. We'll have a little bit of a watch thing going with Hot Ones. So Bad Bunny is dropping today at 11.
Oh.
So we're going to be watching it a little bit delayed. And it's going to be really cool.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
stuff.
cool.
Lots of good chicken.
All right. Well, listen, don't go anywhere. Stick around. When we come back, Abby is tasting some of these sauces, and I think we're getting Stephanie Joseph over here too. I know she's giving me eyes like I don't know if I want the hot sauces, but you're doing it, Steph. You have no choice.
Stick around. We're back after this.
Welcome back. As we mentioned earlier in our last show last week, just 1 week ago, we tried to do this ourselves, but this morning we have the real McCoy here, Karma Hot Sauce in studio, featured on Hot Ones again today. And it's time to sample some.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good.
Gene, we're really excited. We're going to get to the sampling in just a second. I pinky promise. I'm not trying to get out of it.
I think she did.
I'm not.
Kicking
I
the
swear.
can here.
I swear. And Steph was kind enough to join us too because Steph really likes hot, spicy food. But one time, for those who maybe missed it earlier, this is a very cool little gift set or collector's item, I suppose. And people can get their hands on this, yes?
Yeah, so this box, the Hot Ones 10-pack, is available at heatness.com. That's like heat, H-E-A-T.
Yep.
Dynasty. Anyway, and then also, while season 26 is running, Liftoff is available exclusively at heatness.com. Well, if you go to karmasauce.com, you'll find a link that'll take you right there.
Oh, perfect.
Until second quarter, then we'll have it more broadly available. But right now, it's exclusive.
Very
We'll
good.
make sure to have links for you at home on our website, foxrochester.com, after this show.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's get right into it, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I think we should start with the lighter one. Steph, what do you think? Okay, so this is Liftoff, which sounds promising.
Yeah, so that's our brand new sauce that just came out this last week.
Yeah.
And it's got a kind of a Thai vibe to it. It's galangal and lemongrass, infused vinegar, a little bit of serrano. So it gives you those grassy notes and a very nice, bright, pleasant
That smells
flavor.
Lovely. That actually smells really good. Do you want to smell?
Mm-hmm.
And medium mild, depending on your preference.
wow.
Have it with my tortilla.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are,
Yeah.
it's personal
Okay.
preference.
All right, I'm ready to try it.
Let's do
Steph, you
it.
can have that plate if you want. I will
Dive
take that one
in.
if you don't mind. You
Okay.
brought very nice plates with you, too.
Now, Gene, is there a
Good job, Vince.
recommended amount of sauce
Yeah.
you're supposed to put on things?
You know,
Or do you say just go to town, as much or
yeah,
as
go
little
to town,
as you want?
I'd say always proceed with caution their first bite.
Sure.
Sometimes people make the mistake of before they try the sauce, dousing their food in it, and they're like, oh, I got to throw this out now. So, it's just like start a little bit first.
We'll
That's a
dip
good-
it first.
yeah.
And then, work your way up. Unless you're just a chili head that likes everything super hot, then you can go for it. But if you're
I'm
not
gonna
sure,
move this quickly,
I did a
just so
little
that
dot.
we can see those
Yeah.
plates there.
I'm trying to figure out what it smells like. I like all of the ingredients we were saying earlier are grown locally.
I
yes?
think you're fine with a little more on there.
Yeah,
Come on.
so
Okay.
a lot of local ingredients, but then we have some things that don't grow around here, like the lemongrass. Not as you can do it. The Thai basil you can grow here, so it's a mix, of stuff that's
there
out
you
of town.
go.
What we grow locally, aside from the onions
Does
and,
smell very
and butternut
good.
squash, is a lot of super hot peppers. So we contract for fatales, ghost peppers, scorpion peppers. Things that are hard to get is where we focus our effort on that make it more special. The niche-y things that are not commodity products.
Right. Yeah, very good. All right, I'm going to try it. Steph, what do you think?
What's the reaction?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nice little brief smokiness, I would say I get from it. Yeah.
No,
that's really lovely.
you're not hurting.
No.
I believe them. That's really, really good. So grilled steak. Would you put that on wings typically?
Yeah, I would definitely enjoy that on some wings, and we're going to find out today. How
This is
that
very
goes.
true.
This is true.
Yeah. Very
This
good.
is true.
What other folks think, but yeah, it'll be great on some wings. It'll be different though. It'll be very unique. It's going to be nothing like the buffalo style sauce. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's a green
Can
sauce.
you do any
10 out
of
of
these
10
on
recommend.
wings, though?
I mean, you could apply. It's like eggs and wings are things that you could
Always put
apply
hot sauce.
You could always put hot sauce.
Fair
on
enough.
those,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
French fries, dip it in there. And some people like to, if you've got like guests that are a little more timid about heat, you could always like cut it with like mayonnaise or something like an aioli kind of a
okay.
thing.
Interesting.
Just
I've never
take
tried
it down
that.
a notch, But I tend to like it straight, so.
All right, Abigail, now you're just doing that one so we can delay this one.
That was a little bit.
Oh, is that
I
number
know,
two?
I know. Yes, this is number 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
this
right.
is the other one that
So now we're
trying
jumping
to-
up to number 5. So we're still far from,
is
extreme
5?
burn territory.
How many are there on the show? It's
This is
10.
5
There
out
are
of 10
10.
here.
Okay.
10 of them. Okay, so this is smack dab in the middle.
Yeah,
and
this
it's
is like the
one
knee
right
of the
here
curve.
on
So you'll see just a little uptick in heat.
Okay.
It won't be extreme.
So I've got to know, when you were creating these hot sauces, was it a lot of trial and error? Standing in your garage, trying it, saying, this is horrible, or this is
It depends. Some things, are incremental. Others, there are times like the Cherry Bomb, which is our most award-winning hot sauce. I literally just thought of it, and it took me like months before I made it, but it was like I try to work off of different contrasting flavor ideas, and sometimes I can visualize it before I actually make it. Other times I have, if it's depending on the brief, so I work with product briefs, like when I created the Los Calientes for someone, they said, here, I want Acapulco barbecue, and just kind of run with that idea. So if I have you can create, there's all kinds of different ways to approach the creative process, and so you could have different entry points and different philosophies that you can use to create a sauce, and sometimes changing that up can help keep you fresh.
People really are so interesting and creative. I never would have thought of that. Peppers.
All right,
hot sauce.
get chewing there, sister.
all right.
Get chewing there. We got to see the reaction. Outside of your own sauces, what's the hottest you've had? Because I'm sure you did a lot of experimentation prior to really diving in.
So we stick to all natural hot sauces that don't have extracts. So when you get into extract sauces, the sky is the limit. So pure capsaicin is 16 million Scovilles.
Yeah.
And you will find people that put that on a bottle, and a retail bottle label on it with a warning. So I haven't tried anything that hot, but like the Bomb, and there's some other sauces that are in that vein that have these extracts that you're really unpleasant, had that vibe to it. But this is going a long time ago with the warning labels. Don't try this. So that's its own thing.
Okay.
And that's not something I get into, really. So
we're more of a flavor hot sauce, I
that's,
think.
It is tricky when somebody samples something that's over their tolerance, so they can have an adverse reaction, say, oh, this just tastes like heat.
Yeah.
And that's going to always be a problem if you're sampling stuff that's way above your threshold.
Okay,
So
okay.
people's threshold sauces, one hot sauce might seem hotter to you, and your friend may say the opposite.
Sure.
Gene, these are lovely. Honestly, I liked both of them. This, excuse me. That was just because I was choking. It's hotter. It's definitely hotter, but not in an unpleasant way. It's in a really tasty way.
Yeah, we've been really happy with that. As Sean said last week, that's the #1 seller for the Hot Ones brand. So we're really happy to have that partnership with Heatness to bring that to the world. So it's really been just fantastic.
That's excellent.
Thank you. I think it's all fantastic.
It's really nice to do this segment and not be in a ton of pain, I'll be honest. Last week, who want to come by the event, what time is it and where is it?
It's at 4:30 at Chicken Out at 37 Charlotte Street in Rochester.
Very good. Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, we'll post all of this
Very happy to be
information
here.
and everything else you need to know on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Time right now is 8:53. We still have a lot to get to coming up into the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah, stick around. We're back on the other side of the break.
Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Joseph. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's your ARC Rochester news break. A woman is in the hospital with what Rochester police call life-altering injuries after she was shot while driving her car. Police responded to Otis Street near Myrtle just after 8 last night for a reported car crash. When they arrived, officers found the driver, a 27-year-old woman with a gunshot wound. She was taken to the hospital, and while her injuries are not considered life-threatening, police say they will permanently affect her quality of life.
We have empathy for the person that sustained this gunshot wound. It's tragic for this to happen to her, and we very much would like to have help from the community in helping to solve this, and I'm sure that the loved ones of this poor victim would like help from the community as well. We're always looking for help from the community because that's where information comes from.
No suspects are in custody. Anyone with information should call 911. The Seneca County Sheriff's Office says the massive fire in Ovid Tuesday night was started by a charging device. The sheriff saying the resident of the apartment that burned reported plugging in the device and had noticed it was smoking. The fire on Main Street destroyed several businesses and people are without homes. Only minor injuries were reported. The Juvenile Justice Center, 35-year-old Jerica Kostic of Rochester has been charged with third-degree rape. New York State Police allege she engaged in sexual activity with the 18-year-old victim at the Industry Residential Center. She was arraigned and released, and a judge issued an order of protection. She's due back in court next month. A heartwarming reunion years in the making. Ryan Corbett, a Dansville man who had been held by the Taliban for more than 2 years, has finally been reunited with his family. Yesterday, Corbett was greeted by his wife and children in San Antonio following his release in a prisoner exchange earlier this week. He and another American were freed after being wrongfully detained by the Taliban. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Stick around. ARC Rochester is back right after this.
This Thursday morning. It's January 23rd. Thanks for joining.
right here on Arc Rochester this morning, including learning more about a new morning show on Fickle 93.3 that's giving its listeners hope in humanity. I sat down with TJ from The TJ Show to talk all about it.
And then later we'll be going over the results for our poll of the day. This morning we asked you, what do you look for in a hot sauce? The options: flavor, spice factor, what pairs best with wings, or no hot sauce for me.
You can continue to weigh in on this poll. Scan that QR code on your screen. It'll take you over to our X social media page. Weigh in on the poll. Comment below the poll. Repost the poll. We will go over those results for you coming up at the end of the hour.
All right, but now we're going to talk about the overwhelming anticipation that all of Western New York is feeling. We are only 3 days, 8 hours, 58 minutes, and 7 seconds away from the Bills game where they're going to be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in KC.
AFC Championship game right here, people. We simply cannot contain our excitement and our nerves. So this morning we thought it would be fun to take part in a little Buffalo Bills trivia.
Yeah, shout out to producer John and producer Ashley. They came up with some Bills-themed Jeopardy questions to see if we could get them right. And how you feeling, Daniel?
I'm feeling like I'm going to fall flat on my face, and I'm excited about it.
That's fine.
Because why
It's all
not?
good. I just want to point out, it is always challenging when we do games here on Arc Rochester. There are no
Why is that?
instructions because I feel like you and I take it in a direction, and that's not the direction it's supposed to go in.
That's
yeah,
fair.
and producer Ashley's giving me a look right now.
Well,
she's making a face, and it's the truth. It's
Well-
because we try to do our own thing. Ashley.
Well, that's exactly it. I feel like we do that a lot with a lot of things. We try and take them in different directions that, and oftentimes directions we're not supposed to be in. Sticky territory, if you will.
Whatever do you mean?
I know, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Producer Ashley.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so the categories, we've got Bills players,
Who's up first?
key years, Bills Mafia, Bills opponents, and nicknames.
Wait.
Those are the
I
categories.
am going to, I think there might be a penny up here.
Penny?
Well, we got to flip a coin to see who's going first.
You can just go first.
Number 1 to 3. I'm thinking of a number.
Okay, I'm going to pick one. I grabbed
go
the battery.
three.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Okay, you go first,
I
Abigail.
go first. All right,
Yep.
sure. I will take Bills players for 500. I quarterbacked the Bills to a win in the largest comeback in NFL playoff history. A 38-35 win over Houston, January 3rd, 1993. 93, that's, what's his name? Jim Kelly.
It's got to be.
Is that the answer? No, Frank.
Oh.
Garbage. Sorry.
Okay.
This is going to be really embarrassing.
I'm going to take Bills Mafia for 3. The popular
come
tailgating
on.
lot near Highmark Stadium is known as the prime location for the wildest Bills Mafia antics.
Wait, before you show the answer, am I allowed to steal, Ashley? Because I do know the answer to this. Okay.
Well, how do you steal?
There's no points in this.
There's no points
Okay.
in this game.
It's just fun. You can
Okay, so this, can we see the question again? This lot is what? This popular tailgating lot near Highmark Stadium is known as the Bills' prime location for the wildest Bills Mafia antics. It is the, I have no idea.
It's the Hammer Lot, I believe, owned by Eric Matuio.
There you go.
Hammer Lot did many a live shot there.
There you are.
A lot of interesting stories there. Let's go nicknames for 500.
The Bills' K-Gun. Well, get over it. Call yourself a fan, you do?
I do.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The Bills' K-Gun offense in the 90s was not named for Jim Kelly, but rather this tight end.
Keith McKellar.
I feel like producer John came up with these ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're
Ashley's
choosing
saying
the hard
yes.
ones. I'm going to go Bills Mafia
Okay.
4. Guinness World Record attempt was made by Bills fans to have the largest gathering of people wearing this item at a tailgate. Jersey?
Give me a second.
A hat?
I feel like,
A scarf?
I think like a onesie, maybe.
Really?
I don't know why that's coming to my head.
Zubas.
Oh, maybe you might be right. Yes.
Yes!
There you go. Good job. Let's do Bill's opponents for 200.
This is the Bills' farthest opponent geographically at 2,670 miles. I know.
You do?
Yeah.
I was going to go with Seattle.
Ooh, okay. I was going to say the 49ers.
Oh, wait.
I don't know. It may
Well,
be Seattle. I don't know.
Let's see.
What road are we taking?
The
49ers.
Oh, man.
Boom.
The hubby's going to be mad I missed that one.
I should drop the mic now and walk out, okay? Because
Seriously.
I'm not getting any better. Let's do Mafia 500. Is there double jeopardy in this? No. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Pinto Ron, a Bills Mafia legend, is famous for his pregame ritual. What is it?
Do you know?
Not a clue.
Cooking food on the hood of his car.
Oh, yeah?
Also, the bowling ball, I think he might be doing. The bowling ball shots. I think those are both. Oh, shoot. You're right. That was so dumb. Of course I knew that one. I witnessed
okay.
it several times.
That's
This
all
is
right.
Not good, Ashley. Sorry. I'm not saying that you did a bad job putting it together. I'm saying
the
that they're
issue
hard
is the questions are good.
They are good. You did fine, I suppose. Key years, it's not going to be. We might as well get it over with.
Yeah, key years 500. That's what we want. I feel like we can win this if we play together. The Bills won back-to-back AFL championships in these years and joined the NFL 5 years later.
Okay. Super Bowl is it this year?
Oh, God. Super Bowl 62? I don't know.
All right,
Super Bowl 57.
No. I think they joined in, I want to say like the 60s, I think, or maybe the 70s. So I'm going to go.
64 and
okay.
65.
All right.
Okay. We're going to take that point.
Thank you. Yes, I think
take
you're right,
it.
though. We do need to be doing this together.
Yes.
We are better as a team.
Let's do Bills Mafia 200.
Some tailgaters have been known to throw this type of food item into the air after a touchdown. Popcorn?
Chicken wings? No, you
What
wouldn't.
a waste of food.
Oh, okay.
What? I have never, ever heard of that in my life. And
that-
also, why are you tailgating while they're playing the game?
Well, because listen, I'm willing to bet there are people who don't have tickets
And what a waste of food.
and they're just out in the lot and they do
If
it.
you're trying to get rid of them, give them to me.
Let's do opponents.
Okay.
500. They're going to be hard. The Bills' last tie was in 1972 against this team. 1972. Let's the Dolphins.
Oh, that's a good guess. What do you give it? 1 minute? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. Against this team. I'm going to go. Wait, hold on. I'm going to go with the Jets. Oh.
Lions. Okay, next one. Let's do opponents 4. Josh Allen has beaten every NFL team except for this one.
Josh Allen.
The Commanders? Washington Commanders? I don't know.
I think you might be right.
30 seconds left, though. Commanders.
Oh,
the Eagles.
The Eagles.
Okay.
Yikes.
Let's do Mafia 100
Yeah.
because we know
We've been doing okay
we
with
could
that.
hopefully get it. Bill's Mafia tailgating often includes smashing these objects.
Folding tables. Boom. Done. Ended on a high note. Want to do one more?
Yeah,
We'll do one
why
more.
not? Nicknames. We haven't done any nicknames. Oh,
Okay,
yes, we have.
we
But
did. It was not good.
Let's do 400.
Yeah, why not?
Former Bills quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick had this supernatural nickname.
I think it's Fitzmagic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Boom.
there we go.
All right, let's do it for 3. Yep.
Edgar says nickname is the seldom speaking Marvel character.
I have no idea.
Seldom speak. The Riddler? Why are you
Silent Bob?
laughing?
Groot.
What, how should I know?
Yeah, we don't know the difference between DC and Marvel.
Oh, laugh.
Let's do 200.
Whatever. Oh, that's Deion Dawkins.
We've
the
got a
snowman.
cereal right
we
there.
do, yes. The snowman.
100. Fred X.
Is it Fred Smearless? Fred Jackson.
Fred Jackson. How much time do we have left?
Negative time.
Whatever.
It's done.
Key years. Let's do 400. the Bills played their first game in Orchard Park in this year? Oh, God, I don't know.
64.
Yeah. 73. 300. Key years. This is the year the Bills.
17-year playoff drought. Wait.
What was that, 5 years ago?
I was interning.
17.
2017, 2018. 2017.
These are the years the Bills appeared in the Super Bowl. 91, 92, 93.
And 94?
Yeah?
No.
One more. Do we do players? Do we do key years?
I think we should do players. We've done.
Okay. Players, 400.
Why not?
Why not? Primarily a special teams player. I now work for the Bills broadcast.
Steve Tasker.
Steve Tasker. I remember that name. Okay, give us 300 real quick.
Real quick.
I originally, 1983.
Spurned?
I don't know.
What is
I don't know what the USFL is. Jim Kelly.
Oh, Christine's disappointed.
Okay, give us
that one. I grew up on a farm in California. Pre-game workout, warm-up playlist includes Frank Sinatra. A farm in California.
Josh Allen.
No, Josh Allen. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
100. Okay. Drafted in 85. I'm the NFL's all-time leader in sacks. I don't know. Bruce Smith.
Bruce Smith.
Okay. 100. This is the year the Bills were founded. 62. 60.
Bills have the most wins in their history against this team with 70. Who's not good?
The Dolphins.
No, wait, hold on, give me a second. What? Really bad? The Giants, maybe? The Jets.
All right, we've got what? One more, two more? Let's do it.
This is the only team to never beat the Bills
in Buffalo.
I'll go Green Bay. That's
the
probably
Browns.
Wrong.
Oh! High note.
Love that.
Look at that and look at this. We are running out the clock here with that touchdown, baby. 3 days, 8 hours, 46 minutes, 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, much more Bills coverage as we get ready for Sunday's matchup. And much more to come here on ARC Rochester when we come back. A closer look at an upcoming benefit concert this weekend.
And don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Hey, we are back after this. 9:16, thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC. Happening tomorrow, a music venue in downtown is hosting a benefit concert raising funds for the nonprofit 1330 Cancer Connect, and it's supporting those impacted by cancer.
Yeah, Best Life 2025 is bringing nationally and regionally recognized headliners to the stage at the Water Street Music Hall. And this morning we're joined by Charlie and Alex Cote to tell us more about it. Good morning to you both. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's get right into it and talk about the event. Give us a brief overview of what it is.
It's a benefit concert to help 1330 Cancer Connect provide essential programs to teens and young adults with cancer. It was inspired by my late son, Charlie Cote, and his brother, Charlie, and who was really big in the music scene, and so we thought we'd have all the friends of our son play a concert. We did it in 2018, and we're doing it again this year.
What was the response like in 2018? I imagine it was pretty good, pretty well received, otherwise you wouldn't be doing it again, correct?
Yeah, the community came together. We had some of the same people and musicians playing at the last one as this one, but some different bands this time. But yeah, it was really successful. Everybody had a lot of fun doing it, so we thought, let's try it again.
1330 Cancer Connect is such a meaningful organization in our community. Tell us a little bit about what they mean to the two of you.
To me, well, I've been involved in two ways. I was involved when our son was going through cancer, and they were providing all kinds of support, not only to our son, but to our family as well. But then I joined the board back over 10 years ago, and I would say that not only is it meaningful for the community, but it's also meaningful for people who are dealing with loss. For me, that I've found a way of finding meaning in my son's life, not in his death, but in his life, and so it's really good to give back that way.
And how about for you?
Well, I started playing music because of my brother, and we played in a band together, and that's sort of how I got introduced to the musical community in Rochester. And now I'm a professional musician. I tour all over the world playing music, and it's because of Charlie and his inspiration, and I think that's part of the reason why this musical community is so supportive, because they're kind of all coming together to rally around this foundation, but also our family and our story. It's really meaningful to us.
Absolutely. I'm assuming that you're going to be performing at this,
Yep.
yes? Tell us about some of the other people folks can see.
So I'm playing with Michaela Davis and Southern Star. I play drums in that band. And then Overhand Sam and Bad Weapon is playing right before us. They're another great Rochester band. I don't know if some people probably watching have seen Sam play, because he plays guitar with his hand over the neck like this. It's really impressive. Yeah, it's something to see. And then we've got Eli Flynn and the Everymen, Public Water Supply, a bunch of other great bands, people that I've been friends with for a long time. Amazing musicians. The music community here is really rich and full of great talent. So it's definitely something that people don't want to miss.
We're truly fortunate in our area in particular to have such a resource, not only of musicians, but also resources like 1330 Cancer Connect. They're a one-stop shop. And again, they support families, and the work they do is organization. You can go online, you can look it up. We have done ample stories with them in the past to see what it's all about, but you can know that that is the organization you're supporting when you go to an event like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For those who want to come to the event, the date and the time, please, and the location.
It's tomorrow night. The doors open at 5:30. The first band plays at 6 o'clock. You can buy tickets in advance at 1330.org, so it's the number 13 and 30 spelled out .org to get tickets, or you can get tickets at the door.
Perfect. And we will post all of that information for you at home on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning, so you know where to go. You can get there. Again, great music, great cause. Thank you both so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. Absolutely.
Time right now is 9:21. We still have a lot to get to here on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we're once again going behind the story.
We're back on the other side of the break.
7:23. Welcome back. We're continuing our coverage of the shocking case.
Yeah, we are. That community still reeling from what unfolded there earlier this week. A fire started with a charging device and spread to several buildings.
Yeah, Stephanie Joseph has been following the story for us all morning long. She's in the newsroom with the latest on how neighbors are stepping up to help those affected. Steph, we're looking at about 15 to 20 people who are being affected by this.
Yes, that is for sure. 15 to 20 displaced. And we also know that there were several businesses in the area that were impacted. The laundromat, tax collector's office as well in this community. And I think something to point out as well, the donations. So many people, whether they are in the village or in surrounding areas, have been coming together to donate food, clothes, whatever is needed to help families impacted. You see tables set up there with clothes. So many people just stopping by to help and give what they can.
Yeah, we saw that drone footage from the 13 WAM Skyview drone, and it truly is just devastating to see that. There it is again for you at home, to see that stretch of Main Street there in the village of Ovid demolished. Nothing left there. Really remarkable. But even more remarkable than that is the acts of generosity and the acts of kindness that we see when communities experience devastation like this. People really know how to step up, Steph.
Yes, that is for sure. We have some sound that I want to play in a second, but I think that word community has had a bigger meaning in this area, specifically saying that together this is something that they will get through, and offering donations like food. I was saying before, we know that we visited the VFW yesterday to see those donations in person. We were just playing video of that. Let's see if we can hear, we have sound from the sheriff down in Seneca County who was talking about that meaning of community.
As soon as things like that start, amazing people start coming forward, and the grace that they show to each other, whether they know people or not, is pretty amazing. And that's where I think South Seneca County particularly stands out. When people are in need, a lot of people show up with something to fulfill their need. And it gets almost overwhelming.
And lastly, to the community, as sad as this day is, there's only one word that comes to my mind, and that's community. Community is what we are, and that's what will get the victims and Ovid through this tragedy.
And something else that I want to note here is obviously calls for donations continue today. And the firehouse specifically says between 10 and noon today, as well as 4 and 6, they will also be accepting food and paper product donations as well. So obviously a lot more people coming in to help and support, because we saw the devastation there from the Skyview drone.
Absolutely. And when you think about it, you see the rubble, you see how devastating it is, and you think, okay, I need to donate. These people have lost everything from toiletries to food to clothing, their shoes. It is freezing outside. Winter jackets, gloves. You know, if you feel inclined to do so, please donate, because, you know, the people that have been impacted, those 15 to 20 people who are without homes now, they have nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a situation of people stepping up, and a story of it will turn a story of devastation that is slowly but surely turning into, actually in this case quickly but surely turning into a story of neighbors helping neighbors, which is remarkable, and that's what it's all about in situations like this.
Yeah. Steph, thanks for keeping your eye on this story. We appreciate it. And we do have several links for places to donate over on our website. I believe we have it on Fox Rochester, and we certainly have it over on 13wham.com. Several locations for you to make those donations that are so desperately needed.
Yeah, if you can help, step in. It's greatly appreciated. 9:31, thanks for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Dan Schrack.
I'm Abby Fridman. We still have a lot to get to coming up in the next half hour, but we're getting a closer look now at one headline that we've been following this Thursday morning.
Yeah, a truly wild story. Local investigators tracking down a fugitive in Uganda who'd been on the run for years, and that major break started with a simple social media search.
For more on the case, we're joined now by Natalie Calzel-Tony, who's been following this story. And Nat, this is really an interesting story. Start from the beginning.
Yes. So back in August 2019, before lighting his wife on fire, fleeing the scene, the investigation started with the RPD. A warrant was out for his arrest. They learned early on that he had fled the country. U.S. Marshals and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office got involved. Their investigation initially took them to Jamaica. The U.S. Marshals has an office over there, and that has started to get cold. And then I spoke with Sergeant Trevor Ott, who came onto the investigation in 2023, and he was the one who found the break in the case on social media. So.
It's really, and from your reporting yesterday, what was it, Facebook, that he stumbled on somebody's profile and saw a picture of the suspect in the background of a photograph.
Yeah,
Yes.
so explain how that all went down. He wasn't just randomly looking at somebody's profile and then realized, oh, this is the person we're looking for, right?
No, so there was a lot of interviews that went into this investigation, and from all across the country. They interviewed someone who may have been a relative or knew David Johnson in Uganda, and just a simple search of his name on Facebook, and then the cover photo was them, David Johnson, at a restaurant in Uganda, and that gave them the lead.
So when they realized that the suspect was in Uganda, how does that play out then?
Yeah, so they send a lead to one of their field offices, in Uganda. So there's other agencies that are kind of looking for him. And when they did find him, they found that he was living under an alias, which probably made it even harder to find him, and had a whole new identity, family, had a restaurant. And I heard he was quite surprised when they had arrested him. I think we have some sound from Sergeant Trevor Ott and Charles Salina, the U.S. Marshal.
So that gentleman who I mentioned, we just typed his name into Facebook, scroll through a couple of their pages, click on one, and I see the cover photo is a picture of the gentleman, another female, and then David Johnson in the background at what appeared to be a restaurant. Assumed a whole new identity, had opened a restaurant, had a family. I understand he had 2 kids, I believe.
He did establish a new identity there. He had an alias. I think he actually had a family that he was there with. And in talking with the deputy marshal that extradited him back, that he was quite shocked when the local law enforcement took him into custody for the crime here in the United States.
Just absolutely bizarre that a simple Facebook search, after a case has gone cold for a certain amount of time, you throw somebody else on it, to a fresh set of eyes to look at the evidence, and then just scour the internet and you stumble right upon it.
I know. He was saying that the leads were growing cold. It had been, nearly 4 years at this point, and it did take them a little over a year to find him after the fact. But yeah, just a simple social media search, and he was arrested 2 months ago in Uganda.
Very interesting that he started a new life, took on an alias, I should say, opened a restaurant, did all of these things out in the open, didn't try to fly under the radar. I'm curious to know what the next step is. He's back here in the U.S., I'm assuming?
He is, okay. Yes. Yeah, so the next steps, he was arraigned last week on attempted murder, attempted arson, and assault. He was already arraigned on those charges. He's due back in court in March, so we have a little while before, we see what happens next. I want to say that the victim did not die in this case. She suffered serious burns at the time, and she is okay. I actually, last week when I went back to the neighborhood, I talked to some neighbors who remember it happening and remember going to help her at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's still very clear in their head nearly 6 years later.
Such a remarkable story, and such, detailed investigative work to get to this result in several years.
Right.
Really remarkable.
Yeah, and very interesting too how we've seen investigations change over the years, right? There was the development of DNA and you know, all of that. And now we've kind of switched into social media tracking, right? Ring doorbell, security camera video, now online profiles on social media sites. It's just really interesting, all of the different tools that they're utilizing. And also a comfort, I'm sure, to a lot of families out there who have loved ones who were involved in these cases that have now gone cold. And they're looking for some reassurance that their case isn't going to be cold forever.
Yeah, great reporting, and I love you know, seeing all of these puzzle pieces put together so you can get a clear picture painted for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep it up. We look forward to the next one.
Yeah. Check out Natalie's story over on 13wham.com for much more information.
9:37 this morning. Stick around. We've got a lot more to get to right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're learning more about a positive way you can start your mornings.
There you go. Don't forget, take us wherever you are. Watch us on the go on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're morning show is on Rochester's airwaves. Listeners of Fickle 93.3 have been checking out the TJ show on weekday mornings.
TJ is coming to Rochester with a positive attitude and is an I Learn Nation. Thanks so much for taking time out of your schedule to speak with us.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all.
So talk to us about this new show and how much popularity it's gaining. This is truly incredible.
Well, it's very surreal for me because I'm just a radio fan and grew up loving listening to the radio. And now we are on in 83 cities across the nation. And we are so grateful to be on with Fickle. And it's been so much fun already. And we're just getting started.
For someone who tunes in, what can they expect to hear on your show?
Well, a very big fan of radio, because that is what I am first. And I just happen to get to do this show every day with a great crew of friends. J-Bo's on the show with me, producer Kenny, producer Heather. We're going in every day, and we are trying to figure out what can we talk about that's not going to waste people's time? And we try to hit the mark on that as many times as we can. But I would say even more importantly, I remember going to school with my mom as a kid and listening to the radio. And that's getting more and more rare, where someone who's young and is going to school wants to listen to the radio. And we've been getting those phone calls now where there's a mom in the front seat and a kid in the back seat, and they're both agreed on a radio station, which is so surreal to hear, but still possible in this wild world of media.
What is it like to speak to them, knowing that they're agreeing on a radio station and it's your show that they're agreeing to listen to?
It's exciting that we can be a place where a family could tune in, have a good time listening to what we're talking about, laugh along with us, know everyone's name on the show. It really feels like, I mean, for me, the reason why I fell in love with radio is because it's a community. And we've had this awesome opportunity to be able to create this space where everyone can join in, everyone can have a good time. We know there's a whole lot of wild stuff happening in our world right now, but there's also a lot of encouraging stuff too. And sometimes that gets buried, not by you guys, but by a lot of different news organizations. Sometimes, you know, if we're scrolling through our phone, some of this negative stuff that is out there finds us. We even if we want to avoid it, we get hit with it. So we're trying to find those stories that are great news, things that are happening in the world that are actually uplifting. And somehow we find those stories every day and we're able to throw them on the show along with other fun that we're having. And that seems to be what this destination has turned into on the radio dial.
I take the business of laughter truly very seriously, because there is so much out there that is weighted and heavy and just depressing, that it is important to remind people that, hey, best we know, sun is going to rise today and we can have a do-over in a lot of areas. So we got to smile. We got to power through together. So we make it a point to celebrate those small wins. And it sounds like you guys do the exact same.
Yeah, well, I've heard amazing things about you guys, and I'm so honored to be on with you, because if you're doing that, then that's the key. How do we find the great news? And I think all of us, whether we're on TV and radio or not, we got to find that great news, and we got to keep realizing and reminding ourselves that that's happening every day out there.
What was it like when you got started in this and realized that the momentum of your show was really picking up and it was gaining this traction? I imagine you didn't expect it to blow up kind of like it did.
No, I didn't. And I say that all the time. As we add new cities that jump onto our program, it really is hard for me to believe. And I've said this so many times to different programmers. It's like we signed on with one radio station, and now we're nearing 100. And this is in a span of less than 2 years at this moment that we're recording this interview. And so again, as a fan who just grew up loving the radio, to have a show where we can come in every day and do the show, it is very surreal. And I'm very grateful for it. And I know that it's something that I have to handle with great care, and our crew does that every day. We know it's an awesome opportunity. We want to make the show great every day. And so we put in the work that it takes to get it there every single day.
people, 9:47, and we know what that means, do we? It's time to find out what the internet is talking about in trending. Now, we're going to start things out with the National Archives putting a call out for volunteers to help them with I wouldn't even call this a daring task. It's just a task, but they need help.
The federal agency says they're looking for people who can read cursive.
They need somebody to transcribe more than 300 million pieces. So they sent out a casting call saying the skill nowadays seems to be a superpower.
Cursive penmanship has become almost obsolete. Most American schools no longer teach that handwriting form. Currently, 24 states require cursive to be taught.
The agency says there is over 200 years worth of documents they need to get through, and so few people to help.
The organization has registered over 5,000 citizens to do so, but they still need more help.
Yeah, really crazy that...
How to read cursive, right?
Of course.
Okay, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, that we were not allowed to... We were taught in second grade how to begin writing and reading in cursive. I remember in first grade, though, Jeannie Rougie, R-O-U-G-E-U-X, she was my first grade teacher. I used to write everything out like you would, and then I would, because I wanted to be like a grown-up, I would connect all of the letters, and I was reprimanded once and told I'm not allowed to do that yet. I have to wait until the second grade because I was doing it. It was wrong.
Little grown up back then.
I was trying.
You know, it's I still can't do the cursive Z. That's the only one I can't do.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, not well,
this.
at least.
Yep. Well.
But my signature is very sloppy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not like the full blown, because it's a long name. You know what I mean?
This is true. This is true.
It's not just short, sweet, and to the point. It's a whole thing.
See, mine is not. Mine is, it's got some letters in there, and I kind of got lazy with it.
Yeah.
But if I had to sit down and write something in cursive, absolutely, I could do it.
Yeah, me too.
Or read in cursive, sure.
Mine's honestly kind of a mix between cursive and all capitals.
Kind of shorthandish? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Cursive and capitals, yeah.
Why
it
not?
looks like I'm going between like shouting and whispering.
Listen, as long as you're not doing it in crayon, I think we're okay.
Fair enough.
We're okay.
All right.
All right, let's move along to some food stories.
Yeah, Velveeta wants to make sure that you are never without cheese.
Yeah, the Kraft Heinz Company is releasing a new form of its cheese product. It's Vel to Go.
It's a limited edition, single-serve pack of Velveeta cheese. You see it right there.
Yeah, the on-the-go packets will be sold containing 4 pouches of the product.
No. All right, available on Amazon.
Why are we keeping it in our back pocket? Keep
Because
it warm?
you can. It'll be available for $5.91 on Walmart.com while the supplies last.
Perfect for nachos.
Yeah, the brand says the release is inspired by millennials and Gen Z who tend to bring their own condiments.
What are they, 80?
On the go and add them to their everyday meals.
That's odd. Listen, if you walked into my restaurant and pulled out your own Velveeta cheese, I'd say get out of here. Scram. Amscray, kid. They say it's the ultimate wingman that unleashes craveability and a big mood food in ways other condiments can't.
I'm not sold.
Listen, not sold on Velveeta as it is.
Well, yeah.
Nothing against it. If you like it, don't sue us, because we know Kraft Heinz, they like to watch the show.
Big fan of the
Big
show.
fans of our Rochester.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know.
Hard pass.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move along. 2 iconic flavors are teaming up for a very special Super Bowl collab. General Mills partnering with Totino's.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Finish reading it. Go ahead.
They're releasing pizza-flavored cereal.
Yes, it's a limited edition breakfast item that'll pair the savory flavor of Totino's pizza rolls with the sweetness and cereal shape of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It creates a so-called match made in mashup heaven full of bold flavors.
Yeah, darn right.
Yep.
The exclusive flavor will be served in packaging inspired by a pizza delivery box.
If you want it, the special edition is being released exclusively on Cinnamon Toast Crunch's website Tuesday, January 28th at 7 p.m.
The limited edition food flavor is free of cost, though the product is first come, first served. I listen, this morning as soon as I heard it, I went onto the website and tried to find it, and I started yelling at producer Ashley, I can't find it, where is it? I need to get it.
You want to get it?
Why not? I'm sure I can't eat it because it's got, I don't know, there's probably chunks of cheese in there or something. I don't know.
Oh,
but listen, I think it would be, if I could eat it, it would be interesting to try, and it would be fun to watch you try it.
Oh, God.
I know. Just forcing more
It's
food.
making my stomach turn. I don't know what it is.
No word on if it makes the milk, though, taste like pizza. I have to imagine it would.
That's bad.
I don't know. I like that it's naturally and artificially flavored.
I'm gonna hard pass. I feel like it would just taste. Have you ever had a sweet pizza, like where you're eating it and you're like, why does this taste sweet? Like the sauce is sweet.
Yes.
I feel like that's what it would taste like.
Not a fan of that. I agree. But again, it's free, so why would you say no? Right?
I guess.
Tuesday, 7 p.m.
All
It's
right.
way past my bedtime.
I'll be up.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Will you?
No. Yes. I will look.
If you happen to get your hands on a box at home, bring it by. We'll have you on as here's my promise. We'll have you on as a guest.
Yep.
And we can try it, the three of us together.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Let us know.
Let us know. 4225 West Henrietta Road.
Yeah. Or
All
shoot
right.
us an email. Stick around.
No, you want to do it together?
Yeah. Our final thoughts when we come back.
Time for our final thoughts of the morning here on Arc Rochester.
Yeah, we want to get to the poll of the day this morning. We wanted to know what spice factor best paired with wings or no hot sauce for me.
The results. Flavor overwhelmingly with 50% of the vote.
And that was both of our pick, right?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. So you guys did well. You got the answer right.
Nice job.
Hey, that does it for us here on Arc Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning, starting at 4:57 over on the other channel. What is that?
13 Wham ABC. Yes. We'll also see you later today for 13 Wham News at midday, 13 Wham News at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight. Have a good day.
Have a good one.